Are you looking to catch up on all the latest Jays action? Interested in how the Jays fared against Trout and Otani? You are in the right place. This is Station to Station, our Jays series recap show here on Organized Chaos Sports. Coming off a 3-1 series win over the Royals, the Jays headed west to Southern California to open a 3-game series versus the Los Angeles Angels. It was a back and forth tilt, with the series climax definitely showing the best that baseball has to offer. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you enjoy. Big series win for the Jays, Dustin. I don't know about you, but I had the heart pills on the table in front of me at the end there.
Oh man, yeah, chewing the Tums again here. Blue Jays giving me heartburn, but it's all good. It's exciting.
All right, we'll go back to game number one, and the first thing we'll do is we'll talk about some roster changes before the series. So the Jays sent down Nathan Lucas and called up Jordan Luplow, who was actually picked up on Wednesday from the Braves. So he quickly changed teams and then was called up. And in terms of the lineup, he was actually put in the lineup right away as the DH. Some other lineup changes for Friday's game. We have Witt in left field. Kirk was the catcher, and Espinal at second base. And our pitching matchup was Chris Bassett versus Patrick Sandoval. Bassett's second appearance for the Jays. Dustin, how about you weigh in on how he did in this one?
Well, definitely much improved over the last time out. I think he's starting to show a little bit. I think a little bit of nerves there at the beginning with the pitch calm again, but he settled in once all that was figured out and looked good.
Yeah, I definitely noticed there was some confusion, and he got a ball called against him at the beginning. But following that, he really settled in. No, wasn't he didn't throw a strikeout or anything. He walked an Angel before a Mike Trout 2-run home run, and that was in the bottom of the first. So I'm sure there's a lot of Jays fans that were a little trepidatious on what was to come. Um, but top of the fourth, there's a Vladdy single who he eventually scores on an Espinal fielder's choice. But really, the story of the game was the top of the seventh and Bo Bichette's home run.
Yeah, that's right. I think Bo Bichette's got a hot bat starting here, and we're seeing what he can really do over these last 10 games or so.
Yeah, his home run was a 415 shot to left center. Ended up being a game-winning home run. And Jordan Romano comes in and gets his fourth save of the season. All right, moving on to game number two. So we have a pitching matchup of Jose Barrios against Tyler Anderson, another lefty from the Angels. Just of note here, Anthony Rendon returned from his 4-game suspension at third base for the Angels. In terms of lineup, we have Varsho in center. Kiermaier was given the night off. We have Witt in left after Varsho moved to the center. Espinal in second again. Belt is the DH, and it seems like Belt came in because Danny Jansen was sick, so Kirk had to start as the catcher. This was definitely not one of the more memorable games, but Jose Barrios with another very strange outing.
Yeah, it's tough with him. You want to like him. We got him here till 2028, so you got to keep running him out there. And he shows flashes of really good performance with surrounding just stinkers. So I just don't know what to make of it.
Well, his pitching line: 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, only 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and he ended the game. He actually improved his ERA to 11.17.
I was going to say that. Yeah, he improved himself here, but it's still not not what we want to see from him.
So the Jays continued with some powerful bats, jumping out to a 4-1 lead. And unfortunately, that was really most of the offense that we saw from the Jays as the Angels come back and win 9-5. I would say not really a very memorable game. Unfortunately, the Barrios start kind of put them behind, and really they couldn't claw anything back.
Yeah, I think that the middle of the order did well here. Bobichette, Guerrero, Varsho all had a lot of hard hit balls. Chapman too. So they showed up. They got 5 runs, but it just wasn't enough to overcome that stinker start.
Game three, I would suggest that this was the game of the series, but Friday's game seemed to be quite good as well with Bo's 3-run home run to win the game. Pitching matchup: Kikuchi versus Reed Detmers. Reed Detmers really was on his game with his hard slider. Uh, really had the Jays completely just whiffing. It seemed like in most of their at bats. But Kikuchi coming into this game, not a good place for him to pitch. In 7 starts at Angels Park, 10 home runs.
Yeah, no, Kikuchi. I mean, he did okay. He kept them relatively close, at least. Um, but Detmers is just lights out there for 5 innings, anyways. I believe he
Yeah,
pitched a no hitter last year, so he's uh, not someone to sneeze at for sure.
he's definitely no slouch. Lineup changes. We have Springer as a DH this game. Witt gets another start, but in right field this time. Jansen back in the lineup at catcher, and Espinal back at second. I think if he continues to start at second, I don't think I need to talk about him being a lineup change. So in terms of the game itself, I would say this game was pretty pedestrian for the first half of it. The um, the Angels actually jump out to a 6-0 lead before the 6th and 7th inning, and really those are the two, I guess, main innings that I wanted to discuss, or at least we can go into more detail. So we have the 6th inning. Springer walks, Bo singles. Vladdy gets hit by a pitch in his toe, and then we have probably the swing of the game, a Matt Chapman grand slam home run to right center. Uh, Really, at that point, the Jays went from really looking like a series loss to back in it. We have a Varsho bunt single. I think that was probably a really key part of that inning. Witt reaches on an error, and then your boy Kevin Kiermaier, Dustin, with a 2-run triple, cashing in Varsho and Witt. And this inning brings the Jays back to level 6-6.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about this game is that it's just such a different flavor of game that we've seen from Blue Jays in recent years. We got Matt Chapman, Kevin Kiermaier, as he's saying, Whit Merrifield, Dalton Varsho, all contributing in ways that we don't really see a lot. The bunt singles, I mean, when's the last time you saw that in a Blue Jays uniform? And
And he
go ahead.
no, he's had multiple bunt singles already this year.
Exactly. I think he leads the league in bunt singles. He's a unicorn from that perspective. But yeah,
He
we were joking at the series preview about the Angels, and they get an amazing performance from their starter. Shohei Ohtani homers. I think they hit 4 home runs this game. Uh, you know, uh, what's his name goes. It's just they get such good performances out of their players, and they lose the game. You know, it must be tough being an Angels fan.
Well, I would say, you gave us the preview of at least 2 games of the series because I think Friday's game had a Mike Trout 2-run home run. This game had both a Trout home run as well as an Otani home run. So I think I think you previewed the series quite well. Now, so the game is at 6-6 before the Jays come back up to the plate. In the seventh, we have a Bo hit by pitch, a Vladdy single, so Bo goes first to third, a Chapman RBI single, which cashes in Bo, uh, and then a Varsho deep flyout, which I thought for sure that was gone, but it just seemed to die on the warning track. And then we have a Witt RBI single, which cashes in Vladdy, and also in this particular inning, again another key play that I'm not sure gets noticed in the I guess the box score was the double steal, which set
Mm,
up a Kevin Kiermaier 2 RBI single, and the inning ends 10-6. So things are looking up at this point for the Jays. Yimi Garcia comes on, nice 1-2-3 inning, and the things really start to crumble though in the ninth inning with Jordan Romano.
yeah, a rare miss from him, a rare botch save. Um, he tried his best. He's hung in there, but the Angels lineup is not one to be messed with, and they'll keep coming at you.
Definitely. So we have our first extra innings game of the year as it is 10-10 at the end of nine. Unfortunately, Romano did blow that save with the 3 runs allowed. Uh, Kevin Biggio starts at second in the extra inning, which is the I guess new extra inning rules. And then we have a Kevin Kiermaier RBI double and a George Springer RBI single. So at this point, going into the bottom of the 10th, it is now 12-10. And not the Jays seem to love their drama this game as they didn't go quietly. Uh, and the game eventually finishes at 12-11. But I gotta say that I think I even stopped making notes in this game because of it was just pitch to pitch. The excitement was really overwhelming me.
Yeah, it wasn't for the faint of heart, that's for sure. When I saw Trevor Richards out there in the 10th, I, I I was nervous. I was on the edge of my seat, that's for sure.
All right, so player of the week. Can you give me a player of the week?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Bo Bichette. I think he had a pretty strong 3 games here. Quietly, kind of led the team and really, you know, just held that leadership position. It seemed like I just felt like he really has come a long way in recent years in terms of his maturity and his ability to kind of just start off an inning and get a single and get some hits. You know, I don't know what his record was for the season series here. I think I'd have to add it all up, but I got to give it to him. He's impressing me here in Anaheim.
So Bo's stat line for the series: 4 runs, 6 hits, 5 RBIs, 1 walk, and 2 home runs.
There you
So
go.
really, my player of the week came down to two players, one of which was Bo. But I'm gonna give it again to Matt Chapman. The man is absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. 3 runs, 6 hits, 7 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 home runs. One of which was, of course, the grand slam, which really kind of got us back into that game. And without that, I don't think the Jays. Yeah, without that swing of the bat, I think they go on to lose that game 6-1 or something like that. Now we have a day off tomorrow before our home opener down at the Rogers Center, which is a series versus the Detroit Tigers. I don't really think we have really much to discuss with this team. They are the AL Central basement dwellers with a 2-7 record. They just got swept by the Red Sox. Reading up on them, really, they're not really sure if they're rebuilding or they're staying with what they have. They have some promising players, but there's really lots of uncertainty. I guess notable players, we have Miguel Cabrera in his
Mhm.
final season before he, I guess, eventually makes the Hall of Fame. This has been Station to Station here on Organized Chaos Sports. We'll be back on Friday to review the Jays' home opening series versus the Detroit Tigers. Based on each team's record, it looks like a good opportunity for the Jays to add a few wins to their season tally. Thank you for listening. Until next time.